Hey guys, welcome to another Z's Comics movies, TV, and pretty much whatever the hell else we want to talk about. It is mainly the movies and the TV stuff today. Actually, I should have put this at the end. So, we should put all the trailers at the end, right?
If you want.
I mean, like,
the trailers at the end.
All right. So
I guess because
like we're going to be talking about a lot of the trailers that came out this past week and yesterday. So
give you the quick, hey, go see Love Hurts because that was a good movie. People are bashing on that movie too much.
I haven't seen it. You are the only review that I've heard. You're the only one that said anything about this movie.
It's like because I've been into it since I heard about it, since we saw the
impromptu movie review. Love Hurts.
Yes, I guess so because I've been into it since the whole time that I saw it, and I followed Ke Huy Quan for a while. That's all I got after the day it came out was just reviews on YouTube and whatnot, and so many people are just all it's not worth going to see it. It's we can tell people had fun making it, but it's not a good movie. And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Sure, it's like I told you, it's very silly. It's very corny. Yes, you can pretty much, from the moment it starts, tell, all right, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. There's, not really a spoiler, but there is a moment where one of the assassins, he writes poetry. He is a poet. And, of course, he only writes poetry about, death and killing people because that's what he knows.
Right, which okay.
But you get to a point, but there's a point where one of the characters that isn't an assassin or anything, she's just one of the people that works for Ke Huy Quan and is a real estate agency, finds his poetry book and starts reading it. And so, of course, from there you can be like, all right, this is obviously going to happen, and it happens, but it is still good.
So what you're saying? It's a predictable movie,
yes,
but an enjoyably predictable movie.
It is very enjoyable.
Okay.
It's made by the same guy that did, or by some of the same people that did John Wick and all that. So the action is good, and it does feel, especially since I saw beforehand, when the trailer first released was all this feels like someone just decided, I want to make a Jackie Chan style movie, but also John Wick style. And that basically is how it is. He basically plays a Jackie Chan style guy. He used to be the hard-ridden guy.
Yeah.
But then he finds a better life for himself, the one that he really enjoys doing.
Huh, okay.
And yeah, he's pretty Jackie Chan-y. He's there hitting things, being oh, I'm sorry, this and that.
So could you see him taking Jackie Chan's spot in today's action movie?
I could, yes,
era.
He moves very well, even though he's kind of getting up there. He's I think
he's a stunt coordinator. So, not a lot of people know that.
He did for X-Men and all that. So he's been around a long time still. Even though he fell off being in the movies, he's always been around.
He's always been in the industry.
Yeah, he's been in the industry. So yeah, you've got the two buddies, you've got the two assassin buddies. They play that little trope where one of them's got marital problems.
Oh God.
And then Marshawn Lynch, Marshawn Lynch is he's not really that big of an actor. He's been in some things. He's been in a few movies. He was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine playing himself. He is good in this.
They forgot my Pico de Gallo.
He is very good. There's
yeah.
He is silly, but it works. He's Marshawn Beast Mode Lynch, and there is a moment in this where he straight tackles a guy, but before he does, he screams, "Beast Mode!"
Okay.
Yes, people just, from what I've seen from the reviews,
they're expecting it to be something it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, they're expecting it to be something it's not supposed to be, and sometimes it gets even more confusing when even in their reviews they will say oh, this is what it is, but yet they still treat it like it's supposed to be something else, it's supposed to be this big serious movie, when it's guys, it's straight up entertainment. There's nothing more into it. It is a very basic story, but everyone in it plays their characters very well.
Huh. Okay. So bottom line for us, what do you give it? Let's do for movies. We do the 1 out of 10. We do the out of 10. What do you give it?
So out of 10, I would still give this an 8 for me. And its rewatchability is very high up there too for me. I would go see it again in theaters. I enjoyed it a lot. maybe if you're on the fence, okay, choose a matinee. But I still think it's worth full price.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to go see it after a review on Thursday night. I'm gonna try to go see it again. Or I'm gonna go try to see it on Thursday night after a review. Maybe even Captain America. I don't know. I got to wake up early in the morning. But yeah, I'm definitely. I wanted to go see it, but the girls didn't want to go see it.
Yeah, and it go like it's only like a hour and like 20-30 minute movie, so it's pretty quick, but it is very entertaining. Like it's pretty much from the get go, you're in it.
Okay, so there's almost no like. I mean, like there's almost no like build up. It's just like bam, ooh, roller coaster.
Yeah, it's like here we go. Like the first 5 minutes is just 5-10 minutes is him giving his little speech like from the trailer, because one of the characters, she's kind of, as he puts it, you're not sad, you're depressed. Because she's having that existential crisis where she's like,
damn it, man, now I want to see this even more.
It takes place during Valentine's Day. Well, on Valentine's Day, everything starts going down, then it's a little bit in the day after.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like it's really from the get-go. You're having a good time. The only part that I didn't like about it, and it's not even bad, it's just like there's a certain character in there where, again, since it's predictable, the moment something specifically gets said, you're just like, oh no, not him, no.
Oh.
But the way things go down for him is like, oh my gosh, at least it was memorable.
All right, so 8 out of 10, definitely go see it. Definitely a recommendation.
Rewatchability is up there. I will buy it. I'm
excited for it. I've been wanting to see it for a while. It's just things didn't line up that way. But yeah, I'm happy to hear that it is a fun movie though.
Yes.
All right, now back to our regularly scheduled program of the news. First up, Bandai announces a Gundam live-action movie. There's several studios involved with this. There's no release date, anything. Nobody's been cast. The only thing we know is that it's getting made. Bandai's behind it, and we're all here for it because Gundam is just like friggin' tops. Okay,
it is. It's mechanized robots, bro. What's not to like?
It's giant mechs. Who doesn't like giant mechs? All right. I mean, we went to go see Transformers like I don't even know how many times
and
because
Pacific
they were giant.
Rim.
Oh yeah, dude. You know what? I think I've seen Pacific Rim more than I've seen Transformers.
I think I have too. Well, yeah. Maybe not more than the first one. The first Transformers movie I've watched like a lot, but for all the others.
Oh, I'm talking about in theaters. Like I went to go see Pacific Rim a lot more than Transformers in theaters. Yeah, that's weird. Huh? Okay. Like, cause, dude, so Frank and I went to go see it like 3 times during that week that it opened, and then I know I went to go see it with Bob, and then I think you, me, and Tiger, and Dad went. Yeah, I think. And then like maybe a couple more times after that. Yeah. But I know I've seen Pacific Rim a lot more than Transformers in theaters.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But giant mechs, giant robots,
mechs.
Yes,
and that's a good segue into like if no one really knows about Gundam, that's a fairly good segue. Of a movie.
I'm not gonna lie, man. The lore is confusing as hell to me, and like I've tried to sit there and read like. I've been trying to read like
points.
Yes, exactly. Because like online, people make a pretty good little intro for everything on the fandom sites on Wikipedia, and a lot of people say don't use Wikipedia to figure stuff out. For the nerd stuff, I highly recommend Wikipedia because all the nerds like us, they go in and make sure that the info is right. Okay. So for like comic books or anime, things like that.
Star Wars.
Hit that Wikipedia. Gosh, yes. Wikipedia, yeah, pretty much, yeah. So like, if it has some sort of dedicated fandom following it, I think Wikipedia is an okay source to use to get into that fandom, or the fandom sites as well. But I'm still confused when it comes to Gundam. So like, I'm all here for it because. Dude, I love the designs. I used to watch one of them, but I was like, I don't remember how it went. And I know there's like multiple timelines.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out like, okay, which ones do I need to watch in order? And do I need to watch this one? I know for sure I don't need to watch that Chibi one that came on after school because that one was weird. Yeah, like there was a Chibi. Do you remember which one?
Yes, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're all kind of excited about the Bandai announcing the Gundam live action movie. So more on that as it develops.
Yes.
We're also getting a Magic the Gathering cinematic universe.
Yep. Across TV shows, movies. It's supposed to have a whole level.
So Hasbro last week announced that they are indeed following through with their intention to make a cinematic universe based in Magic the Gathering. But I don't know if the Netflix one is still in the offing, because last I heard, the Netflix one made by the Russo brothers. It was being produced by the Russo brothers. I thought it was axed. I thought it was done. And then like Brendan Routh was supposed to be Jace, and
perhaps this could be a way of help getting it along, getting it
maybe,
because if it's supposed to. If they've already said, yes, it's not just going to be movies, it's straight up going to tie into like shows and all that, I don't see why they wouldn't want to try to keep this up, especially if you got Russo brothers and Brandon Routh tied to it.
Dude, like
it's a great way to start your.
I think Brendan Routh is like a completely underrated actor. Oh, yes. Okay, all right, dude. I don't care, man. He was Superman.
It was a
like the Superman Returns movie sucked, but I think we've said this before. Yeah. Brendan Routh as Superman was amazing. Okay, great casting, great actor. Had the horrible luck of getting stuck with a crap script.
And the fact that it released around the same time as Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
Oh, that is true. I forgot about that.
I remember because my buddy had a birthday party around that time, and we all were like collectively trying to decide: do we see Superman or do we see Pirates of the Caribbean? We chose Pirates of the Caribbean.
I mean, because pirates.
Pirates, yeah.
And at that point, we hadn't had a Superman movie in I don't even know
for as long as I've been alive.
Yeah, so it's not really a huge thing, because most of it was cartoons. Yeah, and I think Smallville was
Smallville was in its like
second or third season at that point.
It was building
something like that. Yeah, it was still in like the larval stage. So yeah, we're no word yet on who's cast, who's producing. So yeah, like we're still in the dark. All we know is that it's happening.
The magic is gathering.
It is, and we will tell you all about it as soon as we get some info from across the plains. Okay, let me see the Lilo and Stitch live action. I don't know if you guys you texted us yesterday about the start of the Super Bowl.
It was like very start after the coin toss. They're like, all right, let's get to the action, and then immediately the announcer's just all like, wait, hold up, there's a disturbance, and they animated him like running across the field and everything.
And you know what? Did you see his original design for the live action?
I saw
we cyberbullied another company.
I still don't know if it was ever true, because I kept seeing the like, oh, this is. Like, every time I saw it, I kept seeing it and like, hey, reportedly this is it. Reportedly this is it. I never saw a like Disney posting saying, yes, this is him.
I think after the whole uprising with the Sonic one,
yes,
I think they're leaking things like just to gauge everybody's
audience's reactions.
Because you can have a focus group,
yes,
and the focus group is just too small, and you're basing all of this on that group, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's probably what happened with the Sonic thing. And then, there's like immediate backlash. So with the Disney live action Lilo and Stitch one, I honestly think that's what happened. The people are leaking it to these sites or to these sources, so that way it can they can gauge internet interest and stuff. But that's like the Charlie Day meme, like so I'm not gonna lie, it's like don't take my word on that, okay? I'm conspiracy theorizing right here, okay? But yeah, Lilo and Stitch live action releases Memorial Day this year. I'm kind of excited. I'm gonna take my girls to go see it. I want to see how it goes.
Since we're on release dates, we can kind of just like put this up there. Super Mario Bros. 2 has come out saying that it will release April 3rd, 2026.
Ooh, so nice. No word yet on any plot details, new actors or anything like that.
Nothing so far from what I've seen. Just it's coming out.
Okay.
I'm looking forward. Obviously, we're all looking forward to it. I loved the first one. It was very nice.
The first one was so good.
So good. I'm excited to get Yoshi. coming in.
Oh, is Yoshi going to be there?
He has to, didn't you? Like, don't you remember? They showed the.
You're right.
The
They
egg
showed
crack
the
at the
egg.
end,
They
so
did.
I'm excited.
I mean, they showed the Yoshis already running when they were doing the Mario Kart.
This is Yoshi. This is
the Yoshi.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I got you. All right, and we've been talking a little bit about Scary Movie 6 here and there for the past few videos, and you have been asking like you have been hoping that Doofy is coming back. Doofy is coming back. All right, Dave Sheridan, the original actor for Doofy, shared on, I think, on his X account, Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days, that he has indeed signed on for Scary Movie 6.
Yes.
And so, that's going to happen. And like that's the only news for Scary Movie 6 that we got right now.
I could even see them. Maybe somehow it's revealed like, oh yeah, it took a lot of manhunt. We went on a manhunt, but we got him. And then they end up. I could see them spoofing, like, especially if they're going into like more of like the like Scream series, where there's how the Scream series went into like legacy killers and all that, or copycat killers and all that. I could especially see them using that to spoof. Is it Silence of the Lambs? Where one of the Hannibal Lecter movies, where they reveal like, oh yep, we got him. He's captured, and then they end up having Cindy, since she evidently Anna Faris is supposed to come back. They have Cindy go to him in prison, and Doofy's just there like, hello, Cindy.
He's got to do the hello, Cindy, with the weird mustache and stuff. You got to do it. They have to do it.
I mean, I guess they could do that, but even though he wasn't the actor, like even though his like real serial killerness wasn't like that, but yes, I could see them spoofing the whole like Hannibal Lecter thing for that.
Didn't they already do that in one of the movies? Oh wait, no, they didn't. Never mind. That was something else.
Because they need him. They need to get inside his mind for the people that are copycatting him.
Ooh. He's the new killer's dad. Will Poulter's character. Yep, Doofy's his dad.
That's his dad.
Doofy's his dad.
Even though I think the actor, it's going to be one of those moments where the dad actor is younger than the actual.
No, I mean like Will Poulter's. He's what, 30?
Oh, maybe.
And the Scary Movie, the original one, came out in what, 2005, 6 or something like that.
I forget how old these guys are.
I know, yeah.
Like, yeah.
But but that brings up an interesting one where Supernatural, right? Supernatural. Jensen Ackles is only 12 years younger than Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
But see, I can give that a pass because even I'm not going to go into that because it might just be getting too weird. That might get too weird.
I think we're moving on now.
I'm not going to go into that one. I'm stop myself.
So fans of the Sleeping Dogs video game series maybe want to celebrate Simu Liu a little bit because he says he's trying to get a movie based on Sleeping Dogs off the ground. He's already said that he's having talks with the IP's owners and all that stuff. So he's getting the ball rolling. Apparently he's a gamer too. So like, I hope that he's in the involved in the creative process as well, because any time a fan is involved in the creative process, I think it's a good thing because they can be kind of like a book slapper. Yeah. So Robert Downey Jr. Was originally just hired on as Iron Man, and Jon Favreau had to fight to get him involved. Like he fought the studio tooth and nail to get him involved in Iron Man. And when he came on, Robert Downey Jr. was a huge Iron Man fan. Not only that, the front man for Coldplay, I forget his name. He was married to Gwyneth Paltrow. He was married to Gwyneth Paltrow for a little bit, but when Gwyneth Paltrow got involved with it, her husband came in and he was actually helping out Robert Downey Jr. and Jon Favreau like piece together an origin that would make sense. So whenever book slappers and the fans get involved in the creative process, as long as there's not too many voices, it's always a cool thing. I love it. You know what I mean? Like Miss Marvel. Iman Vellani. All right.
Yeah. I'm not that big of a fan of Ms. Marvel, but I've started to like the actress, and I'm getting into her stuff.
Yeah, she doesn't really do a whole lot outside of Ms. Marvel. She just barely got cast in her first one. What was it called? I forget the name. We've already talked about it. But she's already barely gotten cast in her first non-Marvel role, and like she's just a straight up geek.
Yes.
All right, and
she's loving it.
Yeah, I love it, man.
She had a math test. She
she pretty much pulled a Peter Peter when they asked her to come in
like
audition.
I always liked it the way to put it, like, all right, DC had, well, even though Henry Cavill, he already had the role, they were just calling him to say, like, hey, yes, you officially have the role. But, like, yeah, like, DC had Henry Cavill ignore the director of his movie because he was playing World of Warcraft.
Yes, he was in the middle of a huge raid, okay?
Marvel has... I don't know if I can come down there right now. I got a math test tomorrow.
So like I always love when a fan gets cast or a fan gets involved in the creative process. But like I said, you can't have too many cooks in the kitchen. Yes. So as long as it's kept small, it's good.
Yes.
Let me see. Moving on.
I think we skipped over the Toxic Avenger one.
Oh snap! We did.
About Peter Dinklage.
We were talking about release dates as well. So going back to release dates, the Toxic Avenger reboot starring Peter Dinklage and Kevin Bacon will be released August 29th of this year. I haven't even seen a trailer. All I've seen is the production still, where it's showing Toxie or Toxic Event. I don't know what they call them because I haven't seen these movies. I haven't seen these movies since I was a kid, and I should not have been watching them. But yeah, a lot of people are saying this one's great because I think they showed it at Cannes or something like that last year.
So yeah.
So a lot of people were saying its praise, and it's already been positively reviewed. So now it actually has a wide release date of August 29th. So kind of excited for that one. I want to see where it goes. I might have to go and check out like all the previous stuff. But we'll
I'm gonna have to dive into more too because I don't really know too much about the Toxic Avenger.
Because I don't even think it's a real reboot. I think it might be like a continuation of some sort. Yeah, kind of like a legacy sequel, like Tron was.
Yeah.
Or Tron Legacy.
Tron Legacy. It was
a legacy sequel. Let me see. Black Phone 2 has wrapped filming.
Ethan Hawke is coming back.
Ethan Hawke is coming back. Mason Thames. And several others are reprising their role from the first movie. Didn't he get killed?
There were ghosts-ish in the movie.
Were there ghosts?
Yeah, because they're all calling. Those are who call the kid.
Okay.
So I guess maybe someone else is trying to do it, and Ethan Hawke is like.
Or is this one of those
force ghosting him?
He's force ghosting him. Did we actually see him die?
I could have sworn all the kids ended up coming back, and like I could have sworn all the kids kind of like ghostly murdered him or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, somebody might have been high on bath salts. I don't know.
Yeah, especially in movies like this, they can always find a way of he's coming back. There's always a way of
I don't know why, but that reminds me of The Boy. The first one, it was just a dude in the walls.
Yeah.
In the second one, there was straight up ghostly stuff happening.
Yeah.
So what happened there?
You never know.
That's why I'm expecting Scream to go straight up like supernatural at some point. Not like supernatural horror, not actual Dean and Sam showing up.
I mean, I guess I could see it at some point maybe, but
I was kind of expecting it to happen in the last one. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Let me see. The Old Guard 2. Dude, it's been what, 3 years, 4 years since we've heard anything about this movie?
I think so.
It's the one that released on Netflix. It's based on a comic by Rick Remender or I can't remember. No, Greg Rucka. It's that movie based around the immortals that have been around since God knows when, and then they don't know when they're gonna die, so they're just like living each day like they're gonna die next.
Like here we go.
Old Guard 2 releases on Netflix July 2nd. So Charlize Theron fans,
rejoice.
I am. Let me see. Dave Franco says that there's rumors of a Day Shift sequel. Day Shift. The Day Shift was a Netflix movie that
Vampire Hunters
during the day. Jamie Foxx, Dave Franco. Wasn't Dave Franco a vampire?
He gets turned into a vampire.
Did he die
at the end? No, because he's a good vampire. He
That's
was
right.
his
Okay.
part. He was Jamie Foxx's partner that ends up getting turned into a vampire.
Dude, I watched this movie once, but I was really drunk.
I watched it once, but I don't really drink, so you know.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
But it was from what I remember, it was entertaining enough. You know, like I still feel like it had sort of like a Netflix ending. You know, where it's like
it could end, but it could
end,
go
but it just
on.
it comes out of like a weird out of nowhere ending, some sort of. Because
Yeah, they do have weird endings.
Especially because like I always remember, I think it was called Radius or something, but it was a Netflix movie, like around the time where they were like really starting to push. They're like, oh yes, we have Netflix originals, Netflix original movies, where it was interesting enough. Like within a certain radius of a guy, people would just drop dead unless he was around like a certain girl. They never really explain why that, but the ending is just straight up, okay, the girl gets hurt, they go to, or even if they do explain, I don't remember, it was so long and I only watched it once. But
now I gotta go home and watch this one.
You know,
this sounds interesting.
The ending is kind of silly because like, or it's not silly, but it's just like, oh, okay, that's it, because like, girl gets hurt, takes her to the hospital, and they're like, all right, sir, we gotta take her into ER, hurry, but you can't come with us. And the guy's just like, oh, but if I, and so the guy's like, okay, well,
oh snap,
and that's the ending, like, because it's like, oh, okay, well, I want to go, like, if I get away from her, everyone in this hospital is gonna die, and he just, you know, so it's a good movie, but like after that, I was all like, oh, that's a Netflix ending where it's just like, time's running out, we need to figure out how to end this. There we go.
How many times is the main character in a Netflix film off themselves?
Well, it's not just like it's not just offing. It's just like, okay, the ending just like a very quick tied ending.
Oh, okay.
Very quick ending that you're just like, oh, okay, makes sense, but it just felt really quick to get there.
Huh. Okay. Like it just looks like it went from 60 to 120 in like less than a dime.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right. So let me see. Early reports say that I think what I read might have been misspelled because I don't know if her name is Mikey or Mickey. Mikey Madison is in talks to play Wonder Woman. First popping up as a cameo in the Sergeant Rock film.
Michaela Mikey Madison.
Okay, Michaela Madison. Yeah. Michaela Mikey Madison. Okay.
Yeah, Mikey's the nickname.
Okay, gotcha. What has she been in?
She was in one of the Screams.
Oh, okay.
The 2022 Scream. She was one of the Charles Manson people in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That Brad Pitt.
Okay, I got you. No, we were talking about Michaela Madison.
Michaela Madison.
All right, guys.
Like, from the few stuff I've seen her in, she does seem like a good actress.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how.
Is she? But she's like 5'3", short, right?
So I don't know if this is, and especially like doing a little break because we got customers coming in. You know, we stay busy.
Oh yeah.
It's I was looking up a few things. I couldn't really see for sure if they said like, oh yes, she's for sure going to be Wonder Woman.
No. So far, she's early reports are saying that she's just in talks for it.
In talks. I do also remember seeing James Gunn say like he kind of wants to get a little bit of a taller individual to play her, to kind of like even out with Batman and Superman.
Yeah, because she pretty much dwarfs even Superman in the comics.
Like I find varying ones. Like there's some where they're like, oh, she is like right at 6 foot. Then there's some where it's like, oh no, she's straight up like 6'5", and some like, oh, she's 5'8" or whatever. I keep finding various ones. If they go off the absolute Wonder Woman one, okay, oh yeah, she's going to work. This is.
That reminds me of Game of Thrones. Where's the big woman?
Yeah, because I know sometimes I always kind of base it off of like I know Big Barda is like the epitome of tall comic book woman. She's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, she's tall.
Yeah, and I know there's like I've seen sometimes again where it's like, okay, Wonder Woman never as tall as her, but it's kind of like, okay, she's not significantly dwarfing her. But then there is times where it's like, okay, so yeah, I think it just depends on the.
So maybe she's being cast like in an early.
Maybe like Wonder Girl.
Maybe like maybe she's not being cast as Diana. Maybe she's being cast as either Donna.
Donna.
I could see that because Donna's kind of short. Yeah, she's short for an Amazon. But yeah, and according to those same early reports, whoever does get cast in Sergeant Rock as their version of Wonder Woman will also have cameos in HBO Max's, or I guess just Max. I keep on forgetting Max's Paradise Lost streaming series, which is supposed to take place on Paradise Island, or I guess during when it's disappearing. I don't know. A lot of the stuff is very confusing about that because no information has been leaked aside from this right here. Let me see. Now moving on to talking about the trailer.
Before we get into the trailers, just so we can keep the all trailers together, I will say how earlier saw that Morena Baccarin? Morena Baccarin is being casted to be the sorceress in the new Masters of the Universe movie, which I think it works pretty well. She does seem very sorcery. I could see her, especially if they give her that suit. Like I could see her pulling off that birdness.
So okay, I got a Serenity comic signed by her, but I wanted to have it to where each of the people that I had sign it made up a phrase, right? And I wanted hers to be in the black, like just right in the black. And I guess she thought I meant like she wanted me to. I wanted her to write whatever she was going to write in the black spot area of the comic, and I was like, oh man. That's on me. But she asked me like 3 times, and I'm like, no. I want you to write the phrase in the black. But right INTHE, like I spelled that out at one point. And I'm like, maybe she thinks I'm just an idiot. I don't know. And this was like after the first Deadpool came out.
You met one of your celebrities that you like, and you had a
less than ideal interaction.
Who's on first?
Yes,
you had a who's on first.
I did.
Conversation with her.
So I'm not. So
she's
okay,
like, in the black. Yeah, yes, in the black. No, in the black.
No. I want you to write the phrase in the back. So yeah, so like I could have been the one that like messed it up. I don't know, or like she had a lot going on because she was just supposed to. Yeah, it's convention. I don't blame her at all. I don't take offense to it at all. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh man, it messed up the plan I had for it. You know what I mean?
Moment of you being all like, oh man, I
now my plan for the comic is gone.
You're like, you had the plan, but you didn't have the plan. You didn't plan out how to talk to her.
Yes, exactly. Like,
huh?
I didn't. No. I just like because
metaphorically, you got like.
I guess. I don't know. I'm more of a fan of Summer Glau than hers, and I met her, and we actually had a conversation. Me, her, and the guy ahead of me were all talking about our kids because she had just had her I think son or daughter, her firststborn, and. We were all just talking about our kids and things like that, and I think I gave her a chocolate chip cookie recipe. I gave her my chocolate chip cookie recipe, and so
the only time that you were all like, oh yeah, my daughter's name's Serenity after the ship. The only time you wanted to say after the ship, even though
no, that did not happen. So Serenity is not named after the ship. Yeah. Okay. She's named after Sailor Moon because of her mom. But yeah, I'm more of a fan of hers, and I was geeking out more on Summer Glau than Morena Baccarin. But yeah, anyway.
The second part of it is, and I may butcher his name, so I apologize already.
It's Johan.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, Johannesson was also cast as Fisto for Masters.
They got to come up with a new name because we're all pervs in this day and age. They have to come up with a new name.
Nope.
Okay? All right? Fisto. Kid Fisto.
Fisto.
No.
Come on. It will not yield until you give it what it deserves.
Okay, Barney. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine, okay.
But I do see where you're coming from. Okay, I do, but for sake's being, nah, let the guy go.
I guess.
I do.
I mean,
really...
this comes back to like why Flag Smasher is no longer called Flag Smasher, kind of thing.
I haven't really seen this guy in anything. From what I could see, he was in a few seasons of Game of Thrones, a few episodes of Game of Thrones.
That's where I know his face from.
But he's not that.
No. Like I've seen his face,
okay, yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I can't place him.
He's been in a few episodes of Game of Thrones. He was also in that Vikings TV show, Vikings Valhalla, for a few seasons.
Oh, okay.
And really, those are the only. I know he's been in a lot of other things from what I saw.
I might have recognized him from the commercials.
Those were like the only two things that I was like, okay, I've seen those. So,
okay.
But yes, they both definitely look the part. Like, I see them.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to see a bad casting.
Okay.
The only one that I think this channel has ever voiced any sort of concern on is mainly from the Skeletor.
Yeah, because like I'm just not a fan of Jared Leto, man.
Yeah, I'm not that big a fan of Jared Leto either.
I'm not a fan of him as a person.
He does make it hard, especially for the fact that like we're not that big of fans of him, so it's hard to just be like, hey, at least he puts up great stuff. It's kind of just like, yeah.
He gets too like
he's too method.
Yeah,
he's too method from what we hear. Like
I've read nothing positive about his on-set behavior.
Yeah,
and that just to me screams like, why?
Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
I get being a bit method, especially for the Joker, but when you start hearing about how like he sent a dead rat to
Will Smith and
Margot Robbie, and testament to Margot Robbie, where she's all like, I saw it and I was like, okay, I know where he's coming from. I'm playing Harley Quinn, so I'm gonna cherish this. But like, you could just see it in her face where she's all like, in the interview that I saw, where I was like, I kind of saw it in her eyes where she was all like, I really didn't want to keep it for as long as I did. So yeah, but yes, that is that for the latest movie announcement that we saw, and then now we can get into
the trailers.
Array of trailers.
All right, so Fantastic Four: First Steps, their long-form trailer premiered last week. Also, the teaser trailer. The teaser trailer preceded the real trailer by 1 day. By 1 day.
That's good.
Why?
Because it's Marvel, bro.
No. I question the need for a teaser for a teaser.
Nah, it's great.
I always do.
Whet the appetite, bro.
No. They could have just released the whole thing the day before, and the appetite would have been whetted already. Okay. I don't like how those words came out of my mouth.
Especially now, bro, with like how maybe one day we'll be like this if we ever get high enough. But especially now for the people that do like the live reactions to it or whatever, and like I know a lot of times a lot of them are kind of like partnered with the studio, or the studio's already telling them like, hey, we're gonna invite you to the premiere. Getting a teaser for the trailer kind of gives them time to just be like, okay, so tomorrow we're setting up, we're being prepared for this, since it's like
then just send them an email. Okay, send them an email saying, "Hey, tomorrow we're gonna have the trailer."
But then they don't get the views for the teaser views of the teaser views.
I just don't see it that way, man. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's talk about the actual trailer.
Yes.
So, okay, we're talking about the Fantastic Four: First Steps. The actual trailer looks amazing. Okay, I'm going to say it right now. Yes, there's some CGI, but a lot of people are dogging on Ben Grimm, aka The Thing. They're saying that he doesn't look anything like the comics, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to say it right now. That's bullshit. So he is ripped straight from the comics, aside from the sweatshirt.
From what I've seen, I've seen all the people that are saying like, yes, he does look like the comics. They just think it looks weird. Like all the ones that I've seen where people are like, oh, this is an instance where you shouldn't have gone straight from the comics, but
it looks good to me.
It looks good.
It looks good to me. Like down to his civilian, the rock unibrow, the blue eyes, the even how he wears his clothes. Yes. All right, it looks great. Looks like it jumped off the page, and it doesn't look bad. Okay,
I just don't buy the wearing of the sweatshirt.
Well, that like he's
I know
basically just walking around like
I know
they're
he
having a
does.
meeting.
I know he
You
does.
can't have a meeting with just
But you know, for me,
your rocky nips hanging out.
you know, for like I know he does. I know he does wear that stuff, and it still looks good in my mind. But for me, I'm always gonna hear, "You guys look like an '80s rock band." I would have caught dead wearing that. Like that's
Okay.
That's all I hear. And
So,
you're saying like you can't just
okay.
be chilling with the nips out. Like my boy at 2004 thing was chilling with the nips out everywhere. He was just chilling, pants, and that was it. Trench coat every now and then, and
he wore a trench coat out and about, like when he was on his,
but
you know,
he
the
didn't have
mission.
a shirt. All he put was the trench coat.
Yeah, the
over.
trench coat. So he covered
Yeah.
the nips. Anyway, like talking about this one,
Yes, okay.
it looked good, and a lot. And you talking about the first one actually brought up the voice.
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause
at
that
no
is my
point-
that is my only nitpicky thing with it. But as you're probably
at
going to say
no
right now,
point
Mhm.
in any of the comics has it shown that he talks with a gravelly voice. At no point in the cartoons does it show that he's talking with a gravelly voice, except like he has this hardcore Brooklyn accent in quite a few of the
I think
cartoons.
that's something that kind of like throws people off a little bit, is because the Brooklyn,
Like, that's-
especially at least in the cartoon, the Brooklyn accent did at least kind of give him like that, like more of a little bit of a growly voice.
Yeah.
But
like the only time he actually had a gravelly voice was in the
movie.
what was it, Josh Trank directed ones,
Mhm.
the one with Ewan Grufford and Jessica Alba.
Mhm.
Those two were the only times. And I think in the Matt Trank one, the Fantastic Four thing, I don't the one
I
where
don't think he had a gravelly voice in that.
I honestly don't remember it.
I don't remember it either.
Like I voluntarily block it out of my memory. But yeah, so the rest of the trailer was amazing. Herbie looked friggin' cool. Okay.
I've been loving that mashup that they did with that TV show The Bear. He's just all like, he's like, it's pretty good, but I'm just gonna add a couple cloves of garlic.
Just a little zip.
And then he's like, what you just say to me? Huh? What did you just say?
Also, Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic looks great. He gives the presence of the patriarch of Marvel's first family. Vanessa Kirby,
Yes.
looking great as
Yes,
a '60s inspired Sue Storm.
I've seen some people. I remember I saw one movie, because obviously it's called First Steps. So a lot of people are theorizing that they might have their kids in this one.
Mhm.
And someone pointed out that in the spot where they're walking down the steps, it really does kind of look like Marvel has pulled one of their trailer, how they mess with their trailers sometimes, has pulled one
The
of them,
Hulk in Wakanda.
and they CGI'd out her baby bump, because they looked at her walk and they were like, wait a minute, she's kind of waddling to the side, walking a little heavy. So again, that's just kind of going to their theory of hey, we might get Franklin Richards pretty soon.
So that's actually one of the things. That's one of the rumors.
Yeah.
As to what brings Galactus to their Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing we're going to talk about, Galactus. What you see of him in the 2-minute long commercial.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Okay. A lot of people are complaining that he's too small, because he's only a few, a couple stories taller than, the Statue of Liberty. But here's the thing. He shrinks. He can use his abilities to shrink down, grow in size. If he wanted to, he could, be so big that he just pops the entire Earth into his mouth. But that's not what he's about. He drains the energy. He doesn't eat the energy. He drains the thermal energy from planets, and that's how he sates his hunger.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, he can grow or shrink and do all kinds of stuff with him. Yeah. I am so annoyed with a bunch of these comic book geek sites saying that, that's not comic accurate. No, it is 100% comic accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And his design just looks great.
Yes.
Okay.
We're
finally getting a dude in a helmet. All right.
Hey, he was going to get the helmet if the third movie ever happened, but the second one just sucked so bad.
Yes, because of the cloud.
Hey, but to be fair, in my mind, especially, I was gonna bring this up anyways, just because of like him resizing. I was gonna say I found out he resizes because of one of the greatest shows ever, Superhero Squad show.
Oh yeah. They show him
in there, but also in there.
That movie
he comes around in a cloud.
So
they have
there is
around him, and then it dissipates and it shows his real form. So when I saw that, like I watched that first, like because it came on before school. I get to watch like 2 episodes, then we'd have to leave for school. But so seeing Fantastic Four 2: The Rise of Silver Surfer, I straight up was just like, oh okay, there he is. He's not coming out of the cloud. And then, yeah, especially too, since you see the outline of the helmet on Saturn's rings and all that, I had no problem with the cloud. I get why people were upset, especially because it's like, oh, you wait so long to see this guy and you never see him. He just stays in the cloud. He just stays as a cloud. But I always saw it as, oh, he's inside the cloud.
So around the time that one came out, I had been reading the Ultimate Fantastic Four comics and the original Ultimate Universe in general. And the Galactus series, because it's not Galactus, it's Galactus. They are a swarm of robots. They're a swarm of sentient AI or whatever that just decimate planets. So when you saw that in the movie, I was like, okay, they're going to go the Ultimates route, and they're just going to be a bunch of a hive mind of these crazy killer robots. It wasn't even that. So I was like super disappointed with that. And yeah, so him being an actual person or actual, physical guy,
I will still say I will stand by it. That was one of the ones I will stand by. Just seeing that he will be seeing his actual form. Because I'm forever standing by it. He was inside the cloud. They just sadly didn't get their chance. Which I'm not saying, like, I will say yes, I agree. Stupid idea to go with that, like out the gate. If you're planning for him to come out of the cloud at some point in the next movie, that's a very dumb plan for Galactus.
At least put it as like a after credits thing.
Yeah,
something
instead of just the after credits thing being.
I mean, I know
Silver
we did
Surfer's board coming back to him. Like show that, or at least make it more obvious instead of just seeing. I know they gave us the cloud, like his ears, his helmet thing on the rings of Saturn, but at least make it more obvious, like, okay, no, there is something in there. Like, I know they keep saying, like, oh, you can barely see the outline of him when Surfer is doing it, but, like, dude, make it obvious.
Yeah. So another thing that they've been talking about is supposedly everybody involved with the marketing team has forbade anybody from going past the first 30 minutes. So everything that we've seen in that 2-minute long trailer is only in the first 30 minutes.
See, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I do also remember hearing the Russos be like, after the first trailer for Endgame came out, I do remember hearing the Russos being all like, oh, none of the clips from that trailer are like, that's all within the first 10 minutes. And it's like, no, it wasn't. That
is true. Yeah.
So
the Russos did lie to us.
It could be
Marvel and Disney are lying.
So
but I'm kind of hoping that's true because that means this movie's going to be stacked.
Yeah. I don't really care when the spots in a trailer come from. Sure, at some point it is kind of like, oh, I feel like sometimes I do find myself being like, all right, the movie's not going to be over yet because I haven't seen this part yet. But at the same time too, I like any movie that I've done that to, I'm like, okay, this isn't that entertaining of a movie.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, that's kind of like weird stuff.
I'm like really liking the whole 60s theme with it, but also more than that, they introduced the Future Foundation a lot faster than anybody would have thought. Rather than being the Fantastic Four straight out, it looks like they're straight up the Future Foundation, and then later on they become the Fantastic Four kind of thing. And then, they obviously show their origin pieces here and there. What we don't see is Reed's powers.
Yeah, we don't see my man stretch. Some people are thinking that he's like hiding it, that he's too upset, ashamed with himself of having their mission go awry and everyone else getting like all these powers. So some people I've been seeing a lot of people say like, oh, he's ashamed. He's purposely not using his powers. And
That
it's
could
gonna
be.
be like part of his story arc throughout the movie. Is him coming to terms with the fact that, hey, it's not bad that you did this. We don't blame you.
Mhm.
We're fantastic.
Okay, I could see that, but yeah, I'm super excited about this one. It looks good.
I would like to get a tease of the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, but she may be yeah. So
But,
in this one, in this universe, Shala Ball is going to be the Silver Surfer, not Norrin Red. And a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, they gender bent the Silver Surfer." No. Shala Ball's been around since the '90s, man, and yeah, she's been a thing since the '90s, and I think Earth X, which is an alternate future, alternate universe, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, she has comic lore. She has decades of comic lore to her. So this isn't about being woke or anything. It's just hey, we've seen Norrin's story. I want to know about her, and I'm kind of okay with that because yeah, man, we've already had the cartoons. We've had so many retcons about Norrin Red.
I just like Norrin Red, and so but even for me, even if they don't give me this, I still, as long as she does good, I'll still like it. I'm not gonna hold it against it. But as long as they give some sort of like, oh yeah, there used to be a guy like this guy preceded me or something, just a little tease, I'll be happy.
So in the comics, there's this to fight off Galactus the first time. Mr. Fantastic basically gives him an ultimatum. Mm-hmm. He has this tech called the Ultimate Nullifier. Mm-hmm. It will erase anything from existence at the cost of the user's existence. And he straight up plays chicken with Galactus, saying, "Hey, you take me out. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to take you out. I'm going to take myself out. Which one of us is going to do it?" And I think that the Ultimate Nullifier is going to be how they're getting shunted into the main Marvel universe, the main MCU. And then not only that, but there's rumors suggesting that this universe is where the Doctor Doom comes in. So I'm like super excited about the Fantastic Four trailer and all that stuff.
And I've been seeing things on there too about how they say when Reed's writing on his board, it kind of looks like he's working on a bridge sort of thing.
So yeah, he actually some of the equations and the illustrations that he's drawing look kind of like Eric Selvig stuff from Thor: The Dark World. So yeah,
there's so much.
There's so much dissection that we could do on these trailers, and it's insane. But yeah,
this is already going to be a long video.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let me see the Thunderbolts. Now moving on to the Thunderbolts trailer. I am more excited about this one than I am Captain America coming out this week.
I got more excited. Like, I am more excited for this one than Captain America. Still will see both. But
oh yeah,
from this trailer, my excitement went up because beforehand I've been open about it. Where it's like beforehand wasn't really looking forward to either, but compared to the Captain America trailer that I saw when it came out, this one got me more excited for it.
Mm-hmm. So if y'all guys haven't checked it out yet, the new Thunderbolts trailer came out and showcases more of what's been going on. And if you'll look closely at it, you'll see the dark figure floating above the city. When he's snapping, he's turning people into like Hiroshima shadows, kind of thing.
You can give him that little kind of. The only word I can think of is grainy voice, but that distorted voice.
So a lot of people don't. A lot of people are theorizing that the Sentry is the bad guy, right?
What?
I am positing that they're kind of wrong.
Yeah.
Because Bob Reynolds, not Robert Reynolds, Bob Reynolds, he's the human side of the Sentry, right?
Yes.
In the comics, before he became the Sentry, he was basically a junkie with schizophrenia, right? And his wife was trying to get him help, all this stuff. And then he broke into a lab and found this serum. It was supposed to be like this new type of, super soldier serum, all this stuff. And when he injected it, he became like this golden Sentry version of himself, right? Because of his schizophrenia, the Sentry is just an alternate personality.
Plays into the whole from the first movie comment by the Doctor of the serum amplifies everything inside you, the good, the bad, and so in this case, guy has a different sort of personality. Sometimes
Exactly.
it's superfied too.
So like throughout the Sentry's comics and his appearances and stuff, he's always worried about the Void, which is what he calls his greatest nemesis. Whenever the Sentry saves somebody, the Void kills somebody. Whenever the Sentry saves a plane, the Void will derail a train. You know, things like that. For every positive thing the Sentry does, the Void does something just as, or maybe even worse, right? So in this one, you have a small snippet of the Sentry's costume, basically throwing, shoving Bucky out of a window, kind of thing. And then you have this dark thing, dark brooding figure. Yeah, exactly. They're just like snapping people out of existence into these shadows, just like blazoned on the street. And I'm super excited about this. And then not only that, but you have Allegra De Fontaine, Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character that's been popping up here and there. Basically like the anti-Nick Fury.
Yeah.
She is in front of a Senate hearing saying, hey, the Avengers ain't coming for us. These guys ain't coming for us. So we got to make a new team. Guess what? Bam, it's these guys. And from what it looks like, nobody likes to name the Thunderbolts. You got Yelena, the White Widow.
So I wonder how they're going to come across that.
I think they're. I don't know, man, because it looks like Red Guardian is the one trying to push for it,
the name.
And everybody's all like, "Just please stop calling us that." And so you got Yelena, Red Guardian, John Walker, Ghost.
Taskmaster.
Oh yeah, I didn't see Taskmaster.
It says Taskmaster. I could have sworn.
No, the one with the thing. Yeah, that's Ghost.
I could have sworn it said
So
Taskmaster.
I know Taskmaster is supposed to be in it, but I didn't see her in any of the stuff.
See her, but saw the name.
Yeah, I mean,
Taskmaster.
And then Bucky is supposed to be putting this team together, but this is basically Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad almost, with how the tone of the movie feels. Which I'm liking it, man. I really am. You get to find out who bought the Avengers Tower, and it looks pretty bleak, man. You got nobody with these superpowers popping up, and these guys are trying to figure out how to stop probably the most powerful super being that they've ever come across. So yeah, I'm
none of them themselves really have superpowers.
I mean, Bucky has like a variant of the super soldier serum, but and the vibranium arm, but that's about it.
Yeah, so.
Ghost can like phase through people. I guess, I don't know. Like I'm kind of hoping, oh man, I'm so excited for this movie. But yeah, super excited for the Thunderbolts trailer. Go and check it out if you haven't already. Yeah. Moving on to Jurassic Park.
You know what? Let's wait let me do. I don't know if you watched it, but before, because I feel like we can talk about Jurassic Park more than this one. But I do remember seeing the trailer for the latest Final Destination movie.
I didn't see that one. All right, tell us about it.
I watched it. It's pretty much like, I would say, even though it's like a 2-minute trailer, to me it's basically a teaser, because it's like a 2-minute long teaser, because you don't find out anything. You don't get introduced to like any of the big characters, because it is straight up just tattoo artist finishes up a tattoo. He's complaining how they call him in on his day off, and he's got to close up all on his own, and then it basically just shows you what we know the series for. It gives you a wild, out of left field, how the heck do all these random chain of events occur to make this one guy be unalive?
Damn.
And that's all it is. But this kind of movie, that's kind
so you don't even know whose bloodline is.
I don't know what bloodline is, which I'm still theorizing. It's gonna probably be something involved with the kid from the second movie, the kid that was never supposed to be born. I think that might be part of it, but it could also just be, oh yeah, I was related to this guy or something.
All right, yeah, maybe it was like Devon Sawa's character's cousin or something.
But yeah, you get nothing. You don't even though they've said like he's supposed to be in it, or at least his voice is supposed to be in it. You don't even get anything from Tony Todd or anything like that.
So he finished filming his scenes for it.
Oh,
I know that.
I didn't know if he actually filmed anything. I just thought like, oh, he might be like a random voice on a recording or something that you hear.
From what I've read, no, he filmed scenes for it, and like he passed away like 2 months after he was done or something.
That's nice. That's nice.
So yeah,
it is a very simple trailer. I count it as a 2-minute long teaser because that's all it is. You don't get really anything from it. It's just, hey guys, we're back. Here's what we do.
Okay, so I'm still gonna go see it. I think the last one was the one where it turned out it was a prequel, right?
It was the final. No, I think it was the Final Destination. If the first movie is whatever because I know it pulled like a Fast and Furious sort of thing, where I think like the first movie was Final Destination. Oh
so yeah, you're right. You're right.
So that one was the Final Destination, and I was like, oh, okay, but yeah.
All right, moving on to the Jurassic Park trailer. So they've already shown pretty much all the trailer like a few weeks ago when the first one dropped. But I do want to talk about that mutant dinosaur, man.
The D-Rex, bro.
The D-Rex. The D-Rex. So in the trailer, they say that they're going to the island where they did the research and all that stuff, which would be Site B, right? So the same one from the Lost World, not Isla. Nublar? It would be Isla Nublar, not Isla Sorna. So it would be the one from the Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. And it looks like at one point the D-Rex was created while people were there.
Yes.
But they left it, I guess. Where was this thing during both of them? Because that thing should have been I know the island's big, but
so from what I've seen, this movie is getting a lot of inspiration from the actual book. The actual book of Jurassic Park is a lot more a lot more gut wrenching and on the edge of your seat sort of stuff. Because I've heard they're supposed to be there's a part where in the book they basically they're on a raft going down the makeshift raft going down the river, and they come across a sleeping T-Rex. And there's a good 3 pages describing how they're trying to get around the T-Rex and not wake him in this raft. And so from what I've seen, there's a lot of suspense. It's going to be more suspenseful. But also I do believe that, yes, if I remember correctly, because it has been a while since I read the book, but if I remember correctly, since it goes into the fact that, okay, yes, we made dinosaurs, but they also did kind of lean into the fact of all these dinosaurs are experimental, because they're straight up they do say okay, to kind of cover the basis of these might not be 100% scientifically accurate dinosaurs. They do say these are all pretty much experiments. We did our best to bring back the dinosaurs, but it's straight up we've experimented on all of them. And there was one that sure they successfully created the dinosaur because it lives, but it was a mess up in the fact that holy crap, this is a freaking monster. It's basically kind of how they were going with the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World, is how they did with the D-Rex, where they're oh my gosh, we messed up, we created a freaking monster, but we have no idea how to put it down, so they tuck it away in this freaking high max security thing. So from what I'm thinking, that's what it's going to be, is them just oh my gosh, we came across the thing that they threw away, hid away. And so
okay, so basically they made Scariest Thing Imaginable on Earth.
Yes, they made which I'm really excited for this one. I've liked all the Jurassic Park movies. I love dinosaurs, and
so we went to
be a bit more suspenseful. Oh my gosh!
I wanted to get back to the slightly horror theme that the first one had, because after that, so the first one, obviously the raptors are a big part of it, the horror theme of it, and then the second one, same thing, and then the third one, it was just suspenseful or action, and then same thing in the other ones. There wasn't really a whole lot of horror going on with it, even though that's kind of the backbone, even in the books. So I'm kind of excited for how they're getting back to the horror roots, or like
really
little
does seem
pepper
like
in.
this, especially from what I heard, because I think they said, like I said, yeah, they I think they already said like, oh, there's going to be that raft scene that they took from the book, and so I'm pretty sure that yes, we're at least going to have quite a few like on the edge, like oh my gosh, take my holding your breath sort of stuff.
All right,
coming in this movie.
That's good. That's good. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let me see. I think that about does it for our movies and trailers and all that stuff. I mean, now talking about streaming TV anime stuff. Rooster Teeth co-creator Bernie Burns buys back the IP from Warner Brothers after the company shelved it back in 2024. So we don't know exactly what this means aside from, hey, they might be coming back with some more stuff. I don't know. Honestly, man, Rooster Teeth kind of let me down with their version of Transformers, and that was I want to say that was after they were bought out. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. I know a lot of people were like super sad that Ruby ended, so maybe we'll get some more. We don't know. Let me see. Little House on the Prairie reboot announced at Netflix. Good night, John Boy. Wait, that was Little Prairie, right? Right? Okay.
So, yeah.
So aside from being announced, nothing else is known about this. They haven't.
You think they're gonna actually make it in the time, or they're gonna be like, oh, kids think that the '90s was.
Man, don't do that! Don't do that to me.
Kids think the '90s were the ancient times.
We're gonna go to the 1900s. Screw you, little kid.
They're gonna be all like, yeah, kids these days are gonna be like, they didn't have the internet. They have, like, why don't they just pull out the phone to figure out where they're going? Why do they get this big
Little House on the Prairie? Little Jane discovers what's it called? Caller ID.
Caller ID. What is this? I know who's calling me.
Don't do that to me. Let's go to Blockbuster. We'll walk.
They make a day out of going to get groceries. Why? Because it takes that long. Because we're gonna go into town and we're gonna see people that we don't really get to see that often, and we're gonna have conversations that last like.
It's gonna be around the 1912, where the motor car starts running around.
On the edge of the end of the Prairie Times and the beginning of the Age.
Yes. No, so I have no idea what's going on with this. They haven't released any information.
The only reason why I brought up that was just because we haven't heard anything from it, other than hey, Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, I'm not really excited, but at the same time, I want to see how it goes. You know what I mean?
For like today's age.
So yeah, for today's age, and then let me see. In Disney Plus news, the Nova series apparently has Brandon Sklenar on the shortlist to play Richard Rider for the Nova TV series, streaming series. You might know him as Spencer Dutton, and in the Paramount Plus series 1923, which is a Yellowstone prequel. Yeah, so we're getting more Nova stuff in the offing. I think. Oh man, I forget his name. He's also the kid that plays Blue Beetle. He got cast as Sam Alexander.
Yes.
Like he's the only like straight up like hardcore. He's cast. He's in it.
He's there.
So like this guy, he's on a short list. He's got the look, man. I mean, I mean, the entire Nova backstory in the MCU is kind of weird though. I mean, like in the comics, they're known as the Human Rockets. Yeah. Or most of them are anyway.
Green Lantern. Kind of.
I mean, they have basically repulsor blasts that they shoot out of their uniform, and they're connected to the World Mind, which is basically like an intergalactic database. And you kind of saw that sort of in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie series, and we'll see what happens after that. I mean, I'm kind of excited about this because Sam Alexander coming in, he's the raza is real. Let me see. Moving on, J.K. Simmons reveals that he's already working on Invincible season 4. Nothing else has been shared, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't supposed to say that.
But he's J.K. Simmons, bro.
But he is J.K. Simmons. So what are you gonna do?
He knows we wanted to know because he knows a thing or two.
I don't know that reference.
It's a State Farm.
Oh yeah, okay. I forgot he is a State Farm guy. Okay, he's also the peanut M&M.
Yes,
Yeah, he's
I
also
remember losing my mind when I found out he voiced. I only found that out because of the time he hosted Saturday Night Live. It was in his monologue. He was like, "I voiced the peanut M&M." I was like, "No way, he does."
And then next time you heard the commercial, you're like, "Oh,
he's Santa."
Billy West also voices the red one.
Yeah.
You know who else voices? Fry. Yep. So maybe we weren't supposed to know about that, but oh well, it's out there now. Invincible season 4 apparently is being worked on currently. Now moving on to you know what? I'm gonna put all the anime stuff together, so I'm gonna skip a couple of these for now. The Boys season 5.
Mm-hmm.
Teased by the Winchesters, and by the Winchesters I mean Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles. They apparently came out and said,
I hope so. I saw a bunch of stuff on Reddit about it, where evidently they talked about it at like one of their cons.
I think at the last Supernatural convention, they were asked a question, and they kind of alluded to it, that they're both on screen at the same time or something to that effect. But nothing hardcore from like the creators or the people involved directly, aside from the actors. So take that one with a big grain of salt. But you know, everybody wants this. Okay, everybody wants this. I want to see.
Heck, if they could find out a way to get the 3 on there, that'd be wild.
What's the 3? Misha Collins or Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Okay,
because Misha's not in it, is he?
No, Misha Collins is not in it. No, he should have been. He should have been.
They could figure out to get him, and then
they had God in there. Did you see that season?
Yes.
I'm not going to tell you exactly what he did in there because oh my gosh, yeah, they had Supernatural's God. I forget his name, but yeah,
they got
dang.
Bobby in there. They could figure out.
Oh yeah, he's Robert Singer in there. Okay,
figure out how to get the 4 of them in the same scene. That'd be pretty
cool. No, didn't Robert Singer die?
I didn't think so.
I got to rewatch that season.
Yeah, I don't think they killed the president in this one.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. I got to go back and rewatch it. Let me see. Sarah Michelle Gellar, a.k.a. Buffy, a.k.a. Daphne, reveals that she is she's getting pretty close to closing the deal on a Buffy reboot directed by Chloe Zhao. Now, Chloe Zhao, you may know her name from, I think she did Parasite, which a few years ago, which won a whole mess of awards. And then she also did the Eternals movie. I enjoyed the Eternals movie. I think it was a great origin story. I think it was a little too long though.
I cannot speak on it because I still have never watched it. I've seen the bits and pieces, but I would recommend you watch it,
but it's not nearly as bad as everybody says. It's not great. I think it's a good origin story, and obviously Dad thinks it's a great origin story. But when you start off with a team, you kind of have to have it a little long. You know what I mean? Like if it had just focused on like one person meeting like other people in the team, rather than giving the entire team's backstory, I think it would have been better. But yeah, but Chloe Zhao has been meeting with Sarah Michelle Gellar and previous producers whose names escape me at the moment to try to get a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot or continuation going on. Now, you may remember that there was supposed to be a new series, like a straight up reboot, not a continuation or anything, where like a new actress was going to be Buffy, all that stuff. Apparently that was axed during the whole Joss Whedon scandal stuff, alleged scandals. I don't know what to say to not make myself get, sued. But, but yeah, so that one right there, Sarah Michelle Gellar is, like, she was adamant that she was never going to pick up the stick again. And then apparently after meeting with Chloe Zhao, hearing her ideas, she's there for it. So they're doing some like final talks right now. Hopefully we get some news about that soon. I'm excited because, dude, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like, it's going to be cool.
It's Buffy.
All right, it's Buffy. All right.
Pretty soon we might be able to be like, I just got the new season of Buffy on DVD and I'm going to kick it at my crib and watch the bonus features.
That'd be great.
And then if it's all like, I didn't even know that was... Yeah, it's not. I know people.
Grandma's boy plug. So like I'm super excited about that. And then going back to the anime news. What? Sandbag?
Segueing back.
Yes. I was about to say, why'd you call me a sandbag? All right, so a new Pokemon OVA titled Dragonite and the Postman. Dragonite and the Postman. Yeah. Is being created. It's going to be released on February 27th, which is also Pokemon Day. Yeah. And it is being produced by the studio behind Your Name and Suzume. And I'm expecting I'm expecting great things from the animation on this, because those ones are just straight up beautiful animes, straight up beautiful projects that have been made from the writing team to the animators. It's just, oh my gosh, right? And then now they're doing a Pokemon. I'm super stoked for it. Okay. But like I said, new Dragonite anime coming out February 27th. And to wrap things up, there is a Devil May Cry anime. We've been forgetting to put this on our news stuff for like the past 2 weeks.
This like 2 weeks ago, but just
we are not smart. So the Devil May Cry anime, which was announced back in 2018, okay, produced by what's the name? Studio Mir, which is Adi Shankar's studio, right? Adi Shankar also produced the Castlevania anime for the Netflix platform. Did all the seasons, and after the first season was like just amazing, he started getting more investors calls, all things like that. He started getting big in the anime community and the geek world, pretty much. And he announced that he in 2018 he bought the rights to Devil May Cry. Because he did not want anybody else to make it, because he did not trust them. Like, yes, that is what he said. All right, paraphrased, but yeah, that's basically what he said. He didn't trust anybody to make it as good as it should be, and
solid reason.
Yeah, it is a pretty solid reason, because, dude, his Castlevania series is amazing.
I'm sure we all have that one series or like title that we feel that way about too.
I'm super stoked.
If I had the money, I'd buy. I don't think I could buy the rights to Nightwing, but I could at least buy stuff from him.
You could produce a movie.
I could produce a movie
if they let you. I don't know. I mean, Michael Jackson tried to buy the rights to Spider-Man. Yeah.
He also tried to buy knighthood, which was kind of like, bro.
He tried to buy a knighthood?
Yeah, he tried. He wrote the Queen of England asking how much it would take for him to like become a knight. He tried to buy knighthood.
I mean, you could have just asked like what you had to do.
I know.
To achieve knighthood, you didn't have to like put it in that way. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, Devil May Cry the anime announced a couple weeks ago with the Limp Bizkit's song. Oh man, forget the name of it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, the announcement trailer a couple weeks ago was amazing. The animation looks fantastic. I think we talked a long time ago, back in Volume 1, about some of the actors and stuff coming in. Johnny Young Bosch is coming in to voice Dante. Johnny Young Bosch, if you don't know anime, if you don't know Power Rangers, Johnny Young Bosch was Adam, the Black Ranger. He's a frog. Yeah. Also, Ichigo. He also voiced Nero in the past 2 Devil May Cry video games. His voice is just like a voice, the American voice of anime, pretty much. Okay, huh?
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part, like if it has an English dub, it probably has his voice in it. But yeah, so Johnny Young Bosch is coming in to voice Dante, and I'm super stoked for it. April 3rd, it's getting uploaded to April 3rd is getting uploaded to Netflix. April 3rd of this year, yeah.
To be confused with April 3rd of next year when Super Mario.
Oh yeah. April 3rd of next year is when Super Mario Bros. Come out. Yeah, you're right. All right, guys. I think that's about does it. Is there anything else that we're missing this time?
I can't remember.
No.
We really went all out in the first half. Like
we really did.
Most of this video is the first half.
I know. Just I'm pretty sure we're at like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah, we kind of just blew through the streaming, TV, and anime. but the movies part definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the main thing was the trailers.
Yeah, the trailers, the fact that I will still say, please go see Love Hurts, because they did a good job of that. It was a good movie.
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go see it at some point this week. All right, guys. We will see you guys next time. If you like the Rantings Raving 2 Mad Men, go ahead and give us a like, follow, share us with your friends. And later.